Idris, thank you so much for being here today. We are absolutely thrilled to have you. Wanted to start with the focus of your grant-making work. Can you talk a little bit about areas where your foundation is really making an impact right now in Africa, and also where you'd like to see a little bit more progress?
A lot of the work that I've done in the past has, been around youth engagement, youth advocacy, but I've also worked across climate and food security. So when Elba Hope was born and, the infrastructure of it, my wife and I wanted to sort of be able to have that spectrum as well. And so the work that we're working towards is in those areas. So I'm trying to do as much work around impacting youth, around education and support for youth development. The areas have been, we work in Africa, specifically Sierra Leone and Ghana, but we've also worked across the UK and in the US. And again, that works for me is around, education and sort of supporting efforts around development in that capacity. It's really about building resources to help. We're sort of want to find sustainable ways to, work and support as opposed to just grant giving.
How are you choosing what you feel is a good fit, for the foundation? If you have projects that you're focused on in the U.S., the U.K., and of course in Africa as well.
I guess we sort of look at how we can be impactful. You can't be everything to all men. So. Advocacy for me comes in different ways. You can lend your voice, or you can lend your expertise, or you can, be financial supportive in certain ways. For me, it's about, can I be impactful with youth? If there's a program that we feel we have a little bit of experience with, or there's an area that we can be impactful around youth and education, that fits the bill. That's it. The Chebro Island opportunity, small island off the coast of Sierra Leone, I've been working with government for a long time to build essentially what is going to be an eco-friendly, sustainably developed island. Hope Power Project is what it's called. And it's a combination of building infrastructural components, building solar panels and power grids, and building digital hubs to help communities sort of educate within this little project. So each project has a water element, a power element, and a digital hub for education. And, in its really smallest, rawest form, it has an opportunity to grow. It has an opportunity to build data sets that we can build upon. I think that's really important, is that we have blueprints that we can replicate. So when you think about the connectivity between power, water, and education, and then say, okay, how do we replicate that in communities?
The political climate has changed quite a bit here in the United States, and that's had real consequences around the world. The Trump administration, one of the big first steps that they took were these, huge cuts to USAID, the elimination. Have you seen any of the consequences firsthand in your philanthropic work?
The work that I'm trying to do, in lieu of, cuts or not, is, accelerated. There is an opportunity here to build systems that aren't dependent on aid, to look at trade, not aid. Of course, there's going to be impact when you see something like USAID get cut, but ultimately it makes the opportunity for communities to look to themselves, to look to other ways to support themselves, to think about that as an opportunity, actually. And the truth is, I think that there are many opportunities for developing countries that are used to the aid model to think about this differently. In my opinion, the cuts were inevitable. It's bound to happen. But I think it's definitely forced leadership to look at themselves closer and figure out how to self-generate.
You've said publicly that you're within sometime within the next 10 years, you're planning on moving to Africa, and partially to build up the African film industry in a few central hubs. Talk a little bit about that. Is that something that are you on track?
I'm from Africa. My parents are from Ghana and Sierra Leone, and one day I hope to make it a permanent home. Besides that, though, the journey of bringing as much bolster power as I can to the creative sector is an ongoing process. And I've, gone about it in a way that I'm sort of trying to build the foundations before I build the studios. The foundational work is around building investor opportunities, investable arenas, building those on policy, building those on fertile incentives, whether fiscal or, practical. Working with government, working with communities to then ask, how can I bolster that? So in Ghana, we are working closely with government to secure land, to secure policy that allows us to build studios there.
Many people obviously know you through your film work. Some people in the audience probably know you through your foundation work as well. It's a very specific, room that we're speaking to. But of course, you're also a DJ as well, and a quite well-known one. I'm really curious, what you're listening to right now, what tracks you're dropping at like your peak set times. What's a must-have? What's a must-play track for you right now when you're DJing?
It's a shameless plug, but I did a collaboration with a really great DJ called Honey Love, who's amazing, and we have a track together called Euroflow, which is literally dropping now. So shameless plug, check out Honey Love featuring me. It's called Euroflow.
We really appreciate you taking the time today.
Thanks, Max. Thanks for the opportunity, and see you soon, okay?